This Canon V1 review video will focus more on everyday use perspectives and looking at some of the limitations or weaknesses that you have to consider. In the first impressions video, which you can find the link in the description box, it appears to me that the 4K 60 frames mode will be quite difficult to use if not using with a gimbal, as digital image stabilization was forced off in 60 frames mode. However, I think I should give it one more try using it with a tripod to see how good the image quality under 60 frames mode at the very least. At the end of this review, I will share my sums straight out of the camera JPEG and tell my comments after using this Canon V1 for a week. The Canon V1 is now fixed on a small tripod and it is the true video quality under the 4K 60 frames. I would say it is very good taking into account the small camera size. And in the following video clips, you can see the smoothness of the video under 60 frames mode is obvious, better than the 30 frames mode, especially filming fast-moving subjects. However, you can't ignore the fact that if it is handheld and without a gimbal or tripod, the video would be quite shaky as the digital image stabilization is forced off, i.e. only the optical image stabilization is in action. You can find the setting of the camera on the top right-hand corner, as I switched between 60 frames and 30 frames mode to make the comparisons, and I hope you will find this video useful. Do you notice in this 30 frames mode video, the movement of the bird's wings were a little bit unnatural or not smooth enough? How about the smoothness in this 60 frames video? It means the frames per second were doubled, therefore, the movement of the subject is much smoother, which is easily noticeable. Besides, you can see from these videos, the autofocus tracking on this Canon Powershot V1 is excellent. This is also a 60 frames video. I noticed that at 50mm, the video quality is a bit worse than at shorter focal length, which is not noticeable in still image, which you can see I took a lot of images using 50mm. I believe it was partly because the aperture at 50mm is only f4.5 compared to f2.8 at 16mm, which means the shutter speed in each frame is slower by more than one stop. The shorter shutter speed should reduce the shakiness of the images, which is especially important in longer focal length. Moreover, in 60 frames mode, it is in crop mode, whereas in 30 frames mode, it used the whole sensor with 6K oversampling. The screen would be more crispy. Like these 30 frames videos, even at the 50mm, the video quality is still excellent. That means users may have to decide whether they want to film a more crispy or smoother video. However, the drop in video quality in 60 frames mode is less noticeable if it is not in fast-moving scenes. Bear in mind that the shutter speed depends heavily on the brightness of the scene. If you film dimmer scenes, the shutter speed will be slower, or use a higher ISO, the video quality will worsen. I said at the beginning of this video that I realized in the first impressions review that digital image stabilization is forced off in 4K 60 frames mode, and this clip shows how shaky the video is if only rely on optical image stabilization. It's quite shaky, even I was not walking while filming this. I will probably get a small gimbal as really love the 60 frame smoothness. But for now, I think it is more practical for me to film using the 30 frames mode with digital stabilization on. Some more 30 frames and 60 frames comparison video clips are here, where there is moving subjects, and at tele end, it will be more noticeable. I think the CMOS readout speed is quite good. The jello effect is not quite noticeable. Forgot to mention, the Canon Powershot V1 does not support charging while it is powered on. Moreover, I recommend you have the windscreen always on. Its noise reduction is very effective and the sound recorded is of quite good quality. But the camera cannot pair Bluetooth microphones, which I think it is possible. Probably Canon just wants you to use the hot shoe accessories. What I love this Canon V1 the most is its 16 to 50mm zoom range. No matter for photo shooting or filing video, this cover almost most of the scenes. This is also the obvious advantage over the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which has a fixed 20mm lens. Even with digital image stabilization on, it is quite shaky when you film while you walk. However, I don't prefer using the enhanced digital image stabilization. It's quite unreal and ruins the video quality, which you may refer back to my first impressions review. All these videos are shot on standard color mode, which I think the color profile is quite attractive. I think it is quite important for vlog beginners like me because it may be too advanced to deal with color grading. Besides, this Canon V1 also has 14 color filters, which I also tried in my first impressions video. Just few more video clips to share before we look at some straight from camera JPEG photos and my final comments on this Canon V1. But, if you find this review from a user perspective do make some use, I would be grateful if you could comment, like and share this video. You could also post a comment if you have any questions. If you have any small gimbal suggestions, you can also let me know. I will also make a review on the photography aspects of this Canon V1 from the perspective of a big fan of compact cameras, which is the main reason I purchased this camera. If you would like to know more about how I think about this camera, you may subscribe my channel. Let me introduce our geese friends and their newborn babies. We fed them over a month and it's quite touching when we finally saw they had successfully hatched their eggs on Easter. Back to the camera review. I think this zoom lens is really great for vlog, especially for some scenes that you may not be able to get too close to the subject like this one. The overall quality of this 16 to 50mm zoom lens is good. Also, the sharpness is great over the zoom range. Moreover, the motor sounds while zooming is not quite noticeable. This is the final video clips I share in this review. In summary, I would say this Canon V1 is very good for beginner vlogger who also have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 like me. Instead of replacing each other, they complement each other. In this last part of this review, I am sharing some straight out of the camera JPEG and summaries my comments on this Canon Powershot V1. I am quite surprised by these photos. You see the sharpness of this 16 to 50mm lens and how much details you can see from this 1.4-inch lens. Although I have an A7R III, I use my Leica Deluxe 7 much more because of its compact size, which I can put it in my winter coat pocket. But don't expect any shallow field of view from this small CMOS and slow lens. These are the best resulted bokeh. The animal eye focus function also produced a very impressive results. Have a look at these pictures. It also focused at the bird eyes and captured the moment even the bird walked and flew toward me. It's simply amazing and reliable. It's particularly useful for pet owners like me. This 16 to 50mm lens also performed quite well in indoor and low light conditions. No matter in wide or tele-ends, the optical stabilization is great. The noise control, color rendering and flare control at high light are excellent. I will make a detailed photography review for this Canon V1 next, stay tuned. To summarize the video filming functions, although I'm going to point out its weaknesses, it did a great job, really good indeed. Let's talk about the weaknesses. The digital image stabilization function is forced off at 4K 60 frames, which makes it quite difficult to film a video that is not shaky unless you have a gimbal, which in effect, force you to use the 4K 30 frames mode. However, the video is apparently less smooth in the 30 frames mode, especially filming moving subjects. Due to the rather slow tele-end of the zoom lens, i.e. f4.5 at 50mm, the shutter speed for the frames composing the video is slower than the wide end, which probably caused the video is more shaky when shoot at tele-end. Moreover, the 4K 60 frames is shot a crop mode, whereas the 30 frames mode is shoot with the full sensor at 6K oversampling, which possibly resulting in a more solid and crispy video using 4K 30 frames mode. I hope you find this review useful. If so, I wish you could comment, like and share this review, and thank you for watching.